Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I'm Deanne Castro. I'm a Creative Memories Advisor in Bakersfield, California, and my passion is scrapbooking. I love making scrapbook borders. I'm using some other ideas from other people for some pages, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a two-page spread, and I'm using the Martitime Project Recipe. And it is back from, I believe, July 2018. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is the double page spread. This particular paper pack I used from going to the Creative Memories Advisors Puerto Vallarta trip this year. I absolutely had an amazing time. And if you would like to go with me on the next trip, get a hold of me, talk to me about becoming an advisor because it's super easy and there's no minimums that you have to meet. Um, if you already have an advisor, get a hold of her and she can tell you all about how you can go on the trip next April. And so anyway, this paper is out of the paper pack that I earned for going on the trip. But today I'm going to use a different paper pack. So set this aside. I'm going to be using the new Bright Delight paper pack. This is so pretty. It reminds me so much of summertime and grandkids and ice cream. So that's the one I'm going to use today. I'm also using a Bright Hardstock sampler pack that I got out of the most recent secret box. But you can also get these colors from the most recent cardstock buffet. So get a hold of your advisor. I'm sure she has some of these papers left over. So this is only going to be using our straight trimmer today. So the first paper that I'm going to use is going to be this particular paper here. So this background paper is what I'm going to be cutting today for this one. So I think I'm not quite sure which one I want, but it's probably not, it's not going to, what is going to matter. At the moment, it's not going to matter. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to trim it at 5 inches. So just going to line the paper up at the 5-inch mark, and I need a 5 by 12. And so there it is. There's one piece. Now I'm going to need another piece, which is 6 by 3 inches. So I'm going to line this up at 3 inches. Since it's directional, it's not going to matter. And I'm going to cut this at 6 inches. And hold on just a second. Mine is barking. I need to tell him to be quiet. Okay, got my dog muted. There's so. So I cut this piece into a 3-inch by 6-inch piece. Now I don't need this. The rest of this paper, I'm going to put this off to the side. Okay, the next piece I'm going to cut is going to be a 4.5 by 12. Now this one is directional, so I'm going to need to turn it 90 degrees because when I get it back on the paper, I want it upright. So this one I'm turning 90 degrees, and I'm cutting this at 4.5 by 12. Okay, then I'm going to cut 4 pieces that are 3/4 of an inch by 12. Now these are going to be reversed. So you need to make sure that you like the paper on the back side as well as the front side, because The 3/4 inch pieces are going to go on the page on this side. So I'm actually going to cut it here so you can just see that. So this is going to be 3/4 of an inch, and I need 4. Actually, I'm going to cut it from the other side. It's going to be easier that way. I'm going to use this side over here to cut a 3/4 inch, which gives me the larger paper on the other side to be able to hold it better. Okay, there's 1. 2. 3. And 1 more. We'll make, okay, now I don't need the rest of this, so I'll put this off to the side for another project. The next paper is mostly, or it's actually all, photo mats. So I'm using just a straight colored piece of cardstock on this. So this is going to be 6 by 4 inches photo mats. So I'm going to cut this at 6. And then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees. And I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. Cut it again at 4 inches. And then this last piece, I'm going to cut at 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. So this is going to be a 3 1/4 inch piece. Don't need this small piece. And then this is going to be 5 1/4. Okay, so I don't need this piece. Now, I need 3 more that are 5 1/4 inches. So I'm putting this at 5 1/4. I don't need this small piece right here. Now I'm going to turn this 90 degrees. And I'm going to cut 3 at 3 1/4 inches. And there's 1. 2. And 3. Okay, so I don't need this last piece here. Now, the last piece, so you needed 4 sheets of paper for this. 1 I used for cardstock, the other I had 3 designer papers. These are going to actually be across the top of the page. So it's going to go across here. Now, when I cut this one has the I guess chevron type pieces or the zigzag pieces going horizontal. I'm going to want this piece going vertical. So when it goes on the page, I'm going to want it to look like this. So I'm turning it 90 degrees. So I can cut 2 of these at 2 1/2 inches. So see, when this goes on the page, it's going to go like this. I'm going to cut 1 more at 2 1/2 inches. And then I have the rest of the sheet to put on another project. Okay. Move these out of the way. I'm done with my cutting. And now we will go ahead and adhere these to the pages. So I'm going to start with the left-hand page. So I have a background sheet of paper This, you can have it any color that you want. This is actually the new white Stardust. So you can probably see the little colors in it on here. This was also in the most recent cardstock buffet. And I'm going to use this as the background. So I'm going to lay this out with all the other pieces that I need. This is going to go on the top. Then one of those 3/4 inch pieces is going to go across the top. Then I need, oh, I was wrong. Then I need to cut these two pieces. This was the 5, size was this? This was the 5.5 and the 4.5 by 12-inch pieces. These are going to be cut with the wavy trimmer. Okay, and I'm just going to cut them down the middle as close as I can get. So since I know that this is a 4.5, I want to have about 2.25 inches on each side. And I'm going to center it in here. So here's the 2-inch mark. And if I want to go 2.25 inches, that would be 2 inches and a quarter. So this should be about half. Okay. So where this is going to cut, it says 2 on here, but that really would be the base of where you're going to cut it. So since I know that this is 4.5 inches, I want to have 2.25 inches on each side. So this would be the edge of the paper. If I go 1, 2 inches and 1/4 inches, and I know that that's going to be down the middle. So I'm going to make sure it's straight across because it's a little crooked. And I'm going to now trim this with the wavy trimmer. Okay, so there's my 2 pieces. They're going to go on my page like this. Oh, darn. That's going to be upside down. That's okay. Now, so you probably do not want to use a directional piece of paper when you cut that, because now this one's going to be upside down. Actually, you can change this up. We'll see how it goes. This one was 5.5 inches. So this is going to be probably, let's see, what's half of 5.5? 3 3/4. Great. So 1, 2.25, 2 3/4, I think. 1, 2.5. 2.5, 2.5 is 5. 2 3/4. So it's going to need to be 2 3/4. 1, 2. My math is terrible, guys. I'm so sorry. Those of you who are much better at math are going to know how to do this better than me. But this one doesn't matter as much because it goes underneath, and so we can make it work. Do I want the purple up or do I want the other one up? The purple will show better, but I'll turn this one over. What's this one going to look like? What do I do? Do I want that to show? I'm probably going to use the purple one just because it shows better on the white than the other one. Okay, so I put this back in here and center it the best that I can. I'm going to move it down and center the paper on here as well. As you can see, all of these little increments are 1/4 of an inch. And I want to have 1/4 of an inch on each side because that's the way I cut the other one and I want them to match. Okay, now I've got those 2 pieces and they're going to go like this. Okay, so we're done with that cover. I'll finish laying out the paper here. So this is going to go like this. And this is going to go let me see the other one like this. All right. And then we will have these photo mats. I'm going to have one of these here, the larger one in the middle, and another one of these here. All right, let's go ahead and adhere everything down now. Now this appears to be most of the way down this piece. So if I have this piece here, I'm going to put this about a 1/2 inch up. So if I put this on here at the 10-inch mark on the left-hand side and 2-inch mark on the right-hand side, because I'm using a 13-inch mat. So all of the numbers show through on the outside edges. I love this mat. You don't have one, get one from your advisor because it is so helpful when you're trying to measure things when you're putting pages together. Okay, that's on there. And this thing is going to go on the top, right up against the top. So I'm going to put this right on the top of the paper. And it should come down 2.5 inches because that's what we cut it at. Now I'm going to adhere this to the purple piece. And it will come down about a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to put adhesive on the bottom and on the edges of this. And I'm going to need to use my multi-purpose tool on this because I want to put some adhesive on here so it will stay down. But then these are going to have to go underneath it. So I'm going to put this down here, line it along the bottom, and then I'm going to space these out. Just a little bit here. Slide it under a little bit, move it over maybe about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Put some adhesive on this one. This is going to stick up a little higher. And center it on here. And make it straight across the top. This one can move in over just a little bit. I just put a little bit of repositional tape on it so that I could make sure I can even this out. A little bit of this one. Put it up a little bit higher. I'm going to take my ruler and make sure I got these pretty close to be straight across. Yeah, that looks good. Those are even. Okay, so we have the left page done. Now we're going to do the right page. Make sure it's straight. So I do the same thing over here. This one will go across the top. Oh, I forgot one on the other page. This is going to go here. Let me bring this back. This one is going to go across down here. And this one's going to go about a ½ inch up from the bottom as well. Sorry about that, guys. I totally forgot this piece. Bring it up about a ½ inch on both sides. There we go. Now we've got that one on there. We'll go back to the right-hand page now. Okay, now this one, it's going to go on here. And this one, now the ice cream is upside down. So I should not have used a directional piece on there, but that's okay. The other thing I can do, I'm going to adhere this down here together. If I wanted the ice cream to be right side up, I could switch this. And we put this one up here, this one down here, and then you can see how the two pages will still go together if I switch it up. And I kind of like that. I kind of don't. So it's up to you guys. It's a personal preference type of a thing. I think I'm just going to brave the ice cream having to be upside down over here. Or I can just do it this way. So there's lots of different options on whatever you'd like to do on your pages. I would just suggest not using a directional piece of paper. Okay, so now I'm going to put this at a ½ inch up from the bottom of this. Make sure this is straight. And put it at the ½ inch at the 10 on the left and the 2 on the right. This one on the top. Okay, and that's up there. These will go on here like this. So you'll have this one that you can use as a journaling box. You'll have this one that slides under here. And then you'll have this one that slides under here. And this one that goes here. Now I kind of want to see how this looks together with this one. Nope, it's gonna have to be this way. Because then it makes it more uniform. Okay, so I will put this down here. And this one down here. Slide it down just a little bit, match it up. And this one, slide it down in just a little bit. Okay, so that's there. Now, I'm probably not going to put adhesive on the top of this because I'm going to want to slide my pictures down on here. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the edges and down on the bottom for now. Then when I get my photos on there, I will be able to put a little bit of adhesive underneath there. And then put this one on here. Don't forget this one again. And put this one up about a ½ inch from the bottom. Okay, and we're all done. Isn't this going to be a super, super fun summer set of pages? I'm so looking forward to getting my photos on here of my grandkids playing in the water. Actually, we took pictures last weekend for Mother's Day, and that's probably what I'm going to put on here. So there we go, and we're all done. So let me switch back over here. Let me remind you, if you want to be added to my Facebook group, it is a work in progress, but I'm working on putting new products that are coming out each of every week or every other week, whenever they're coming out in that Facebook group. I'm pulling in other ideas for maybe virtual crops, the things that I like that people had done for those, and then there's also a coast to coast scrapbooking group that I'm doing with 2 other advisors, which is it's a Zoom session, which is on a Friday, the second Friday usually of each month. And they're on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast, and we're each doing 2 different ideas that we're teaching everyone in a Zoom class. So if you'd like to be part of that, the information is in my Facebook group, and you can sign up to be part of that. So just ask to be part of my Facebook group, and I'll let you in, and you'll see other ideas and other videos that people may be doing, stuff like that. If you do not have an advisor, feel free to get a hold of me. Here is my website. All the new products, old products, everything that's still available is on my website. Feel free to go on and check out all the new things. This paper is on there. It's brand new, and I'm so excited about it. It also has embellishments and stickers and things that go with it. And um, I hope if you liked this and you have not subscribed to my channel, think about doing that. And I will talk to you again in the next video coming up probably in another week. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Leave comments what you liked. If there's things that you have suggestions on or questions, let me know. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye.